Hi, in today's episode of Nat Chats, I'd like to talk about the importance of choosing a local agent. Now, most people understand and accept that the expertise and strategic process that an agent follows can make thousands, if not tens of thousands, and sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the difference in the sale price that they can achieve. But what I'm finding in this market that continues to be very fickle and patchy is that it's my level of local expertise that is bringing a difference also to the sales result, and sometimes not an insignificant one. And it's not just a difference in terms of the sale price that's achieved, it can be even putting an offer and getting a deal together in the first place. Now, there are three reasons why being a local agent gives me significant advantage. The first is that I know the area in intimate detail, and I'll talk about what that means in a second. The second is that I am extremely familiar with all of the sales evidence and the properties that have been on the market and sold, which is really important when it comes to talking to buyers about comparable sales. And the third is that buyers already feel like they know me. In a lot of instances, they already do. They've met me at lots of home opens, or because they've seen me sell so many properties, or because I'm active on social media, they feel like they have a relationship with me. And all of that contributes to me being able to get a superior outcome for sellers in this market. So let's look at all three of them in a little bit of detail. So when it comes to knowing the local area, a great agent with a lot of intimate local knowledge can really drill down to what's motivating a buyer to look in the location in the first place. I mean, buyers don't turn up to houses out of accident. There's usually a reason why they're looking in the area and a reason why they're looking at that particular property. So it's my job to find out what it is that motivates them to be there and why that location might be one they're considering. It might be about school zones, it might be about local parks, it might be proximity to social precincts, the city, transport options, all of those things. And because I live in the area, support the area, and am active in the area, I'm able to talk about all of those things in detail. And that's really important to help validate buyers' decision to look in a particular area and feel good about the area that they're looking to buy in. The second factor is having an intimate knowledge of sales in the local area. Now, as a local agent who has sold a lot of properties in the areas that I work, it's a huge advantage for me when dealing with buyers to be able to go through in detail comparable sales evidence. And if there's one trend that I've really noticed in negotiations in the last couple of years, it's the amount of times that we've had to do that in order to substantiate the price that we're asking or a seller's counter offer. Buyers obviously don't want to overpay, and they come armed to home opens now, or certainly when they're interested in putting an offer forth for a property, with things like automated valuation reports, which kind of spit out an estimate of what they think the property is worth. Now, you've got to be able to go through that sales evidence in detail to sometimes be able to set a buyer straight about the comparable evidence that they're looking at, or what they think is comparable and what's not. And if you haven't sold a lot of property in the area, you haven't been through it, and you're not familiar with it, you're not able to do that. And that negotiation in itself can make a substantial difference to the actual sell price that we achieve, or again, whether we can put that deal together or not. Nothing is more distressing for me as a local agent than seeing property undersold in the area by agents that they're not familiar with the area, they're out of the area, or they might not do the volume and they don't know the comparable sales, or they're just not doing the right thing by their sellers. It makes it much harder for me the next time I'm putting a comparable property on the marketplace, but also sellers deserve better. So, I like to see great results in the area that I'm selling in. And the third factor is the existing buyer relationships that we often have, or the exposure that we have to buyers that are actively looking in the area. I've lost count of the number of times that I've sold property to buyers that I've dealt with for years, or buyers that, you know, email me or contact me and say, Natalie, I see that you do a lot in the area. Can you help me to find something? In this market, buyers are a bit like deer in the headlights. They can startle pretty quickly and you can lose them very easily. So having existing buyer relationships in place helps me in a number of ways. One, I often know who the hot buyers are so that I can contact them when we first list a property for sale. Second, I know what they're looking for, so I can talk to them about that in detail. Or third, just because people believe or feel like there's a relationship or level of trust there, and they see you sell lots of property and they see you sell property quickly, so you garner that reputation for pricing appropriately and well, and they know that they can't muck around. So, and that really helps you in that negotiation with them. And again, being able for them to have a level of trust in what you're doing, but having a level of good faith in the process, because it does provide for a much better foundation for negotiation than agents that really aren't familiar with the area and can't answer questions appropriately and can't really substantiate the sale price, can't really kind of get a handle on what it is that's motivating the buyer to buy in the first place, what they might have been looking at previously, what it might compare to, but also those that come across as being, you know, sort of really aggressive and chest beating, and nothing puts a buyer off quicker than that kind of negotiation process. You want to, if you can, get something that is, you know, that's really going to flow and that it's going to achieve a great result for all parties, but most importantly for the seller. So there's a lot of advantages with going with a local agent, but of course we're still not all the same. Make sure you do your research, check our days on market, check out the results that we get, and look at our testimonials and see what real buyers and sellers say it's like to work with us. And again, if there's anything we can ever help with, give me a call, 0405 812 273. I'd love to help. Have a great day.